Hello, hello. Welcome, guys, back to Sword of Vermilion on the Sega Genesis. Yeah, hold on. I gotta do some things here. I have to tell you, um, I don't like. Okay, the one of the reasons why I ended my stream short earlier in the day was because of something I need handled. And I want to talk about communication. I do not fault the working man. If you work, you need to pay the bills, you got to get things done. It's par for the course. You just it's life. It's life, right? However, there are times when you we got to be really proficient in your job, and things like that. There's human error. However, there's human error, and then there's just some things that you can't quite there's some things that people just can't quite get over. Being I had to make a call to internet provider recently. I called. I don't want to say specifically, but a previous internet provider. There've been multiple outages. Prices have been going up. And the service isn't all that good. So we try to switch over to a new provider. The new provider originally stated that everything was active and ready to go. However, whenever we try to connect our router to our new provider, it just doesn't work. It nothing works. We try to solve the issue, and the issue just we've been at it for maybe like 5 days, going back and forth. And I'm gonna sell this. Anyway, anyway, they said that it was active. It was not active. I was busy trying, and we were doing some hardware kind of inspections, and nothing was hitting. Like nothing was working until the guy on the phone, because I had to call the guy on the phone, I had to tell him that nothing's working. Whoops. Like, I told him, look, we tried this multiple times. We didn't need to know what's going on. I should probably level up. Yeah, I'm gonna level up first. But anyway, they checked their everything. And sure enough, the line was never connected. Sure enough, the line was never connected. After them telling me that they see a signal, that they got all this going on, the line was never connected, and I was like, it was working. It was working before. That's what was killing me. It was working before, and now it's not. And it was just a big hassle. It was a big hassle, man. Oh God. And it was a guy from India. You can hear in the accent, and you can hear in the accent, and whenever I ask him questions, and then like I ask him questions, and I'm trying to state my issues, and he's just like telling me all this. He's like, I could tell he's obviously reading from a script. He wanted me to like do something with the router, which I did not have a router. I had a direct connection from an Ethernet splitter to my computer. And he wasn't getting that. Like he doesn't know anything. Like he did not know anything about that. It's like, no, I got a splitter, a Ethernet splitter. I have like 2 devices connected to it. I could tell the guy was really trying to understand. It's like, no, it's like a direct. I try to state like it's a direct Ethernet connection to the computer. I don't have a router. I'm not using a router, right? And well, maybe we should send you a route. No, look, I'm telling him like, look, it worked before. Like when you first got it, it worked before with the equipment we had. I don't need any more new equipment. And it took him a while for him to understand that, no, I need to check the status if I have service or not. And apparently, when they found out that when one of my family members called to ask about some, one of my family members called to ask about the specifics about a service, they took it as asking to cancel the internet, and I did not have internet for a while there, right? I didn't have internet, and it's like, no, they were just asking a question. They were not. Oh man. No, so they finally figured out the problem, and I could tell that throughout the entire time I'm hearing him like move around papers, like he's flipping through like a booklet or something. And these guys, I don't think they understand enough to get it. They just give them a script, and they just go through the process. They just go, oh, if they say this, say that. If they say this, say that. And I'm like, that is horrible. That's a horrible way of doing customer service. I worked retail, and going into that job, I know for a fact that it's you have to be very flexible, because not everyone's needs is the same. It's just not. Everyone has different needs. They have different expectations. You gotta treat everyone slightly different, because you don't know how the behavior is. It's just one of those things where, like, oh, really? Oh man, look at that. Okay, well, I'm gonna try. Wish there was a weapons shop here. I'm gonna save. Anyway, because of certain errors and how the billing is gonna be done, I have to wait like 5 more days before we get internet. So for the time being, I got what we're just using. We're still using the old service until it expires, Ish. It takes 2 hits now. You know what? I'm not gonna. I'll do exploring later. It's better if I It's better if I just go to the next level. One of the criticisms I have about this game, now this 6 megs, that's like 500. Oh God. Okay, let me think. Well, at least I can see what's in here. What the hell? Oh man. Oh, there. Wow, that's a lot of hits. Oh, man. Well, anyway, one of my main criticisms of this game is that it's very samey, and like they are trying to conserve space. Don't get me wrong, I could see it, and its design. Oh, there's nothing there. They're conserving space. They just changed the color palette on. Oh snap! Yep, forget about it. Forget about it. Might as well see what's at the end down here. Oh, okay. Oh, let there be some healing stuff. You see, these same tiles and textures are also seen on the like the dungeon, and some of the overworld areas look the same. And I think they just did it because they needed a safe space. It's one of the techniques that they needed to use, because back then memory was a premium. A lot of games had to be like cut back in features and in presentation because of the lack of memory. The guy that created the Green Dog game, the one on the Genesis, not the board game, he stated that he originally wanted that game to be better. He really did. But it didn't happen that way. Great. Oh, looks like I wasn't poisoned. That's good. I got these I think it's Cyclopses. Just kind of slide around. Look how many hits. Man, this is not. They don't make it easy, man. Oh, now these guys. That's something I like originally. From what I understand, before bank switching, I think 1 megabyte's the most the Genesis could work with. And I have to look into, but wait. I might as well use some medicine. Oh man, okay. Alright, might as well drop the metal armor. Let me see. You know what? What if the skeleton armor is cursed? I haven't even checked up on that. You know, I'm not gonna put it on. Yeah, I'm not gonna put it on. I'm just gonna keep going. Man, oh man. It's... Oh, there's where the... Okay, gotta just keep going down. Oh, please let there be a map. Even though you could kind of tell where you're at on the right hand of the screen. Yes. There's still a chance you could get lost. Oh, nope. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check. Try to use something a little weaker. Seeing how like forward scrolling is done on the Genesis, I could see why Yu Suzuki didn't want to do it again on the for Phantasy Star 2. I don't know if it was a Famitsu interview or whatever, but that was a thing. Like if it was gonna come out the way he wanted it, he didn't want to do it, and I guess he tried. I'll be honest, I would really like to see some of those preliminary attempts just to see how far he got it going. Nope. Because I am a little curious. Oh, really? Oh. Really need to? I am kind of curious how it might have looked. Because with Shining in Darkness and and you know Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, it did a decent job, you know, but I don't think that's what what Yuji Naka was aiming for. I think he really wanted the forward scrolling to be smooth as Fantasy Star 1 on the Master System. But I guess he couldn't get it to that level. He was like, no, the Genesis it's not strong enough. Oh. Was a Man, I'm close to leveling up. Takes like 4 hits. These random battles are really getting to me. Oh, I wasted my time. Great. Oh, that's neat. And I leveled up. Awesome. See how long. Oh. 40,000 points to the next level up. Wow. That's almost 50 hit points. Hmm. Damn. I should check what's over here before I go. Because why not? I'm here anyway. Great. Oh, so that's what it does. Alright. I thought the gnome stone was gonna like I thought the gnome stone was gonna like take me to like to it was gonna be like a or something to keep me from having random battles for a while. Let me go save it. Okay, what am I missing? I think something was lost in translation. Something was definitely well lost in translation. Because that little girl took it. Oh, and that little girl must turn into a monster. I'm getting my buttons confused, Jesus. I'm looking to get Shining Wisdom next. Yes. Oh. Don't worry, I can use the Griffin. Damn. I forgot, out of all the things to forget, I got a lantern. These Gorgons. You know, these random battles are really starting to get to me. All right. Oh, Cyclopses. Ah, jeez. I wonder if they still make. I know Tokyo Clown Pool is a game that they that's much like this. Although, I mean, traveling not like this. It would have been fun if they could just switch over to a battle sequence like this. RPGs are so different now that it's like I don't know if they'll ever go back to simplistic forms like this. Like I know the Japanese, I think they continue making wizardry games for a while. Wizardry is another one, but that game's really choppy. It really is. Okay, here we go. These boss fights aren't very... These boss fights are not as hard as I thought they were going to be. Oh. Mushrooms, always with the mushrooms. Hmm. You know, I think with modern day tools like SGDK, they could probably make a dungeon crawler like this run a little smoother. I've seen some very impressive... Oh. I've seen very impressive demos that that really pushed the Genesis / Mega Drive to the limits. It's something that really that's really inspiring now, actually. What I don't like is when systems are forgotten. There are like there's untapped potential in a lot of stuff that didn't see a lot of support. Us Dreamcast fans never got to see a third or fourth year of Dreamcast games. We don't really know what the full potential of the system was. We're starting to get clues with a lot of the with things like people porting the Grand Theft Auto 3 to the Dreamcast. So there is clues there, but all in all, we never got the last 2 years that's seen in a console generation. You know, for Americans that got the system in 99.99, we only ever had it for maybe like 1.5 years. To me, it was even less because I got mine in the summer of 2000. So, what, 6-7 months? The system was like the newest piece of machinery, and then it disappears. That is rough. And we never got a chance to like, no one ever got to the nitty gritty of that system. No one. And then like seeing it go down like that, like, it's terrible. We never got the games I thought we were gonna get. Well, we could have gotten anyway. And every system, if you go way as far back as you can remember, there are games that really exceeded the expectations of a lot of these console manufacturers. You look at something like the Atari 2600. No one believed that something like Pitfall 2 could have been created. When you look at the Master System, there were like a lot of games that really pushed it, like Ninja Gaiden and Renegade and stuff like that. You look at the Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country, Doom, as gimped and crushed up as it was, Doom was on the Super Nintendo. Nintendo 64 with Sin and Punishment. Well, that one didn't show up over here, but a lot of us were aware of it. So, and we never got that kind of like caliber of game for the Dreamcast. No, we never did. Let's see if I could find something. Okay. I would just take it. Saves me money. And I think about the Dreamcast and what could have been. Someone made a video, I think it was the Sega guys. They talked about the potential of like a Panzer Dragoon Orta or a Virtua Fighter 4 or something like that. Toe Jam and Earl. I know Toe Jam and Earl on the Xbox was originally made for the Dreamcast. So that's why I say a lot of people consider the Xbox the Dreamcast successor, because a lot of those games did make it over there. Gun Valkyrie, Jet Set Radio, Outrun 2. Oh, man. It's really interesting that we never got that. It's like Sega really just gave it up. They really gave it up. I don't know. you know, I think that must be what hurts the most is that Sega just finished up, and they never went forward with anything new. And just to let you know, I do not find any problem with Toe Jam and Earl on the original Xbox. Oh wait. Anyway, back to the gems. Uh-oh. Man. It's... But you look, but let's go back to games that came after. Like, you look at Comic Zone, Vector Man. You look at those games that really pushed and you know, and show the true power of these systems. It just kind of like, it sucks, really. It sucks that we didn't get that for the Dreamcast. But going back to like to this game, like, I think they could. People are doing things far beyond that with the modern tools, like real-time 3D, MSU1 music, scrolling, and they have like rotation and scrolling. Like, wow, these demos are really these demos are really pushing it. Like, they're really they're really pulling off like stuff I never imagined. But so with modern tools, I think they could do a better dungeon crawling. A better dungeon crawler than what's thought possible. Man, that's rough. I would like to see an attempt. I would have a go at it myself, but I have little to no skill. I'm barely able to put graphics on the Genesis. What I would like to know, to be honest, is there like a deep Super Nintendo homebrew scene? Like someone managed to put Sonic on the Super Nintendo at a pretty fast pace. Great. Well, if I get poisoned, I'll just use the Griffin Stone to come back. I might as well save it in case I do something stupid. Ooh. Oh, that took a lot of... Oh man, these guys take more energy. Probably have to grind for a bit. Man, this is not easy. Skeleton Warrior. 3 hits and you're faster. Really? Damn. And I got Cyclops is here. Really? I'm gonna get another 40,000 to level up. Ah, great. Oh. How am I supposed to go through all that? Really think about that. Please let there be a map. Yes. And now I'll have a better idea where to go. Skeleton warrior. No. You know, in the 90s, how do I explain this? In the 90s, there was no 100% like yeah, so I want to say in the 90s there wasn't a everyone was trying to make an action cartoon that would hit it big, like like GI Joe and Ninja Turtles, like for the 80s. But they were trying to. Oh snap! Look at that! Oh wow! Over here. There was stuff like Street Sharks, and they tried to do a Battletoads cartoon, and an Exo Squad. I remember, like, there were these companies, they were throwing everything at the wall in hopes of something sticking. Drop the art shield. Okay, let's see. 38386. Okay, my AC went up. They were throwing everything at the wall to see what would stick, and nothing was sticking. X-Men stuck. But you know, X-Men was a comic book thing, right? I guess Ninja Turtles was too. Everyone loved the X-Men. I don't think it was until the mid-90s when Dragon Ball Z hit that all the, you know, all the boys and preteens and stuff actually found something that they liked. Ah, okay. Jeez. But for that, there was a period of time that, like, I remember there was Skeleton Warriors, there was Savage Dragon, there was Street Sharks, Exo Squad, GI Joe Extreme, I remember Extreme was like in every other title. Extreme Ghostbusters. Although Extreme Ghostbusters was kind of cool, but there was all these different cartoons that I guess were trying to get like boys' attention, and nothing was sticking like the stuff from the 80s and stuff. I remember Conan the Adventurer. Oh, Pirates of Dark Water. Oh, that one was a good one too. SWAT Cats. I tell you what, there was a lot of good stuff. But the thing is none of it stuck. None of it stuck. Everything either had 1 or 2 seasons and then it stopped. There was like no time for it to develop. And it's because of Gargoyles was another one. But I think Gargoyles had a lot of staying power because it was made by some of the guys that did Batman, that animated series. Jeez. Oh, just spit out that like that. I think what here I'll give a quick explanation. There was not too much in the early '90s because I can still remember in the early '90s. Oh, well, I guess Power Rangers was the thing. Yeah, you know what? Forget it. Power Rangers was what took over the Ninja Turtle spot. But in the early '90s, I remember. Like Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe was still being aired, and it was like popular with all these all these kids. Like even my best friend in elementary was a big Ninja Turtles fan. I you know, I was never against it, but I really didn't see. Oh, jeez. I'm just gonna get out of here. Oh man. You know, oh man. Like, oh god. How do I explain this? Ninja Turtles to me, I liked it because my friend liked it. There was no real reason. Those, you know. Where am I? Oh man. Okay. And by extension, my I remember like this was basically in 1990, right? I don't know when the last season. I think by then, you know, there wasn't a lot of Ninja Turtle. I don't think there were many more Ninja Turtle episodes coming later after that. I know a different station picked it up and got kind of darker. Okay, let's reboot the game and start over again. Damn. Come on. Lantern, Poison Bomb, medicine. Maybe I could give up one medicine and get a gnome. Maybe I should just level. Well, I'm close to leveling up to begin with. But yeah, so it, strange enough, when Ninja Turtles was popular, at that time, back in 1990, when I was in the whatever grade I was, early fifth. No. That was first grade, I think. I can't recall. But back then, well, you know what? I'm gonna get a gnome. I'm gonna sell a medicine, get a gnome. So I couldn't even watch it when it aired because it was syndicated. It was it was syndicated, right? And it came on about an hour before. It came out an hour before school started. However, I took the bus to school, a school bus, and they had to pick us up extra early. So Ninja Turtles would always start right when the school bus arrived. And I would just miss the whole episode. It's like a teaser. I would hear the intro to Ninja Turtles, and then the school bus would arrive, and that's it. Like I wouldn't know what happened, but I wasn't that heavily invested. I wasn't that heavily invested in the series. I was just kind of like liked it because everyone else liked it. I kind of just went along with. But whenever I would get sick, right? Whenever I would get sick or summer school or something, or summer started, man, I would see an episode here and there, and I know it was fairly enjoyable. I'll be honest, it's fairly enjoyable. I had a good time. I had a good time, but I think once Power Rangers hit, I was at the age where Power Rangers was awesome, and get over here. You know, as soon as Ninja Turtles lost its popularity, Power Rangers was there, and to me that seemed pretty cool. It was awesome. I had fun watching it. And my brother pointed out, yeah, you ever notice that the big buff Red Ranger turns very skinny when he transforms? And I go like, yeah, you know, you're right. Like, oh snap. Get out of here. Really? Alright, forget this guy. I'll tell you what, guys, then, like there was a lot of stuff out there that was nothing. Where did I find that map again? A lot of stuff, and it wasn't even last. Like I remember, they were always trying to sell toys. That's all it was. Like as soon as I would see like something for Exo Squad or Street Sharks. Open. I would see toys like right away. But I was at that age where toys didn't really matter to me. I was more into video games. What was it about us 90s kids that we didn't... This Power Rangers counted as an action cartoon that we all liked. Yeah, Power Rangers counted as that. So I guess I couldn't really say there was a cartoon that we liked, but it was an action show that everyone liked. However... Oh god, I know I told this in a previous stream, but it begs to repeat. I missed a lot of Power Rangers for about a semester, right? For like four odd months. Get rid of the large shield. Sorry, that was work. Ah, you know what? I'll be honest, I feel kind of proud that that work calls me. Like, it makes me feel important. Alright, let's see. Still takes a lot of... These still take a lot of energy though. Alright. Oh, man. Oh, wow. 10 hits? 10 HP per hit. Okay, now I have to understand. Where usually the map is located near stairs. That direction before, but skeleton warriors. Skeleton. You know, I think when the X-Men like cartoon came out, that's what started a lot of these other comic book cartoons from showing up. This not yet. Not yet. I remember there was a Phantom cartoon. Phantom 2049, 2140. You know, that was a Phantom cartoon. There was also Savage Dragon. Images Savage Dragon. It was... Oh no, I'm heading back the same way. Ah, just push me out. Let me go over here. We have to find something. Jesus. I'm just gonna... What a weird place to put a map. Oh, well. It just shows you. Okay. But when it came to a lot of those cartoons, I think a lot of those experimental cartoons that came out, well, a lot of that stuff, they came out on Saturday. By that point, I think X-Men was already established and was doing really good. Me personally, I wasn't into X-Men as much as other people. I was more into the Spider-Man cartoon. I don't know why, but I was just like that. Okay. Not the monster I was waiting for. Okay. Okay, this is a little harder this time around. This fight was a little harder this time around, but takes a little bit more power. Like, she took a lot more in. She took a lot more HP. Her attacks were stronger. Why am I fumbling like that? Scorpions. Actually, I just want to do a little exploration. Oh man. Oh man. You know. Okay, yeah, that's as far as I could go. The O.J. Simpson trial really ruined a lot of kids' weekdays afternoons. It really did. There's no joke about it. It happened. Ooh. Takes only 2 hits. Yeah, New Jackal. I guess I should elaborate. Okay. I probably might be repeating myself, but it ruined, the O.J. Simpson trial ruined a lot of kids weekday afternoon. I could recall wanting to see cartoons. My favorite at the time was Tasmania. I believe they were at their last season. Great. And they were at the last season, and I wanted to see it. And unfortunately, that was around the same time that, the actual trial didn't start, but yeah, the actual trial didn't start yet, but they were having like on and off like deliberations and stuff of like, the pre-trial stuff. I guess that's the best way to call it. They were having a pre-trial. they were having a free trial, and it wasn't a consistent thing. They just had certain things aired, and it was okay if it was like 1 or 2 days. But eventually, that face showed up, and all the time, like O.J. Simpson's face was like on TV almost every weekday, and it got to be too much. It really did got to be too much. Like, and I didn't know that it was gonna last that long. I don't know how you guys in the East Coast managed to pull it off. Alright, I'm just gonna use the Griffin Wing. So that entire year, that from 94, 94 was a terrible year. There was no baseball. There was an earthquake. O.J. Simpson was taking up all of our cartoon time. That was a pretty bad year, I remember. And oh god, man, no joke. No joke, man. It's just, like your entire day gets ruined. It really does. It really did get ruined. And I think when it was finally said and over, there was no Tasmania. I missed out on a lot of gargoyles, I remember. Because I would, like, after Tasmania was over, I'll like flip to a different station for like for a different cartoon. And no, every station had had O.J. Simpson trial, and it was very frustrating. No joke, it was frustrating, and I think at some point Judge Ito like made the trial maybe 3 hours. I think the trial might have started at 12. I don't know that, or 11, and then it just went for 3 hours. And then when we got back from school, trial would be over, and then we'd get our cartoons back. But that was until like a little later. And then like when it was finally gonna be over, everyone like it was just news coverage. Like it just lasted much longer. I didn't want to deal with it. I'll be honest. I really didn't want to deal with it. I was like, I don't want to. I just wanted my cartoons back. Oh god. I don't think my mom let me play video games during that time. No. She said video games is reserved for for like the weekends and stuff. It's not a good time. Can I bite one more? Alright, I guess that's it. I think that's why a lot of cartoons at that time failed too, because they just weren't getting the time. They weren't getting the airtime necessary to establish a they weren't getting the airtime necessary to establish a to establish an audience. I gotta assume that establishing an audience back then really was tough. Oh man, I forgot I should have done some poison balm. And these are spinning fireballs. Oh, hope you guys can't hear that. Hey. Wow, not even. Let me guys have 5 steps, no? There we go. This is Keltwick. Alright, no one's there. Wow, their limits. Okay, well, I guess I could get rid of Pharaohs. Or I could have just sold it. He's in the church. I'm gonna guess he might be at the church. He must be napping somewhere. He's probably sleeping upstairs. Hold on, let's see. Alright, I could feel like this is going to be a problem. It's a little kind of creative here. Things are getting more and more expensive. Hey. nice, calm, quiet. Sheesh. You know what RPG series I always wanted to try, but never got a chance to? Is the Ultima series. I've always been fascinated by very old RPGs, like from before my time. You know, really, just 2 steps and this happens. All right, just imagine. Yikes. There's just certain things about like very old school PC RPGs that's so fascinating. As a console player, I was always around people that had computers, but I never had one myself. My fireworks are up. It's all good now. You know, there was a lot. Like I would see the kind of PC games people were playing, and I was always curious as to the kind of experiences that computer games offered. We got tastes of it here and there, like with Dune and like Dune Battle for Arrakis. That's a Sega Genesis game. It was an RTS game on the Sega Genesis. Then there was a point-and-click adventures on a Sega CD. Then there was like I think they brought over like Ultima on the Super Nintendo. So they gave us tastes, but it was never the experience I was thinking about or was hoping for. No joke, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I would see these games. One of my teachers in middle school, he had like this ancient laptop, and he was like a big time PC gamer, like in the 80s, and he just so happened to have like a couple like MS DOS running on his laptop, and he was playing, I forgot what, but oh no, yeah, he was playing Ultima. And I asked him if it's anything like Final Fantasy. It's like, oh, it's different from Final Fantasy. I guess he heard about it. No, but he said no, it's different from Final Fantasy. It's different. So I couldn't help but like ask like, well, how's the work or whatever, you know? Oh well, this is your character, and you give it virtues, and depending on the virtues is how things play out. And a lot of it flew over my head, but when I think back, I can understand what it was trying to say, especially after playing something like Elder Scrolls and Fallout. I could kind of see what it was trying to tell me there. Oh man, this guy, these guys. I'm close to leveling up. But ever since that day, I think he was a pretty tall dude. He always wore a leather jacket too. Wore a leather jacket and sunglasses. And he kind of dressed himself like James Dean or something like that. Now that I think about it, like, oh, I wonder if he was a fan. But he has his laptop, and you know, he also had other stuff on there too. But he struck me as like a cool guy, right? Excuse me, guys. It's rough, but he told me about it, and I don't know, it just got me interested in PC gaming. Like these experiences are different than what's on console, especially after I saw how Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo ran. I was like, oh well, I guess it's not meant for everyone. It was a Street Fighter on great. Man, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo on I forgot what I don't even know what it was on, but my teacher installed it in one of the computers, and it just didn't run any good. It did not run well. I was like, okay, I guess you need I guess only the Genesis and Super Nintendo could do something like Street Fighter 2, but everything else looked pretty good. especially when VGA graphics became like the standard, and I saw those really big, especially when I saw those really big like colorful sprites and like voice acting and stuff. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I saw him play Myst. No. I have Myst on the Saturn, but I've never. I should really try to give that game a go. I'll be honest, I thought I was in the eastmost section of the game. Okay. Well, the king wanted to say thank you, but alright. I guess I gotta go west for the blasted shield. gonna go to the end. Anyone down here? No. Okay. Let's keep it to the first one. Alright guys, this is where I'm gonna end it. Excellent stream. Fought a boss. Saved the kingdom. Not everywhere, but I saved a kingdom. And it's been pretty good so far. Not too bad. Man, it's quite a treat, to be honest. But it is what it is. I'm glad I was able to pick up where I started off. It wasn't too difficult. That last boss fight was strange. It was. It's not very consistent, the boss fights. It's strange like that, but you know, I guess they were trying to. The boss fights are hard, but they aren't, right? They take a lot of damage, and they're not very predictable. But sometimes they're like they just don't. They don't really follow a pattern. They sometimes stay still for you, you know? I think the first boss fight was kind of tough. Well, I mean, at least the guy that threw lightning, he was kind of tough because you can only just wail on him. You had to kind of stand back and let things, slide. Oh, wow. Scored. Anyway guys, peace out, take care. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Lates.